Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium healer, numerologist, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there's always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Hour, the reading show. And we are going to be trying a different format today. I'm going to say hello to everybody before I get into it. So I want to say hello to Tracy, Prosciutto, Sharon, everyone coming in. Welcome, welcome. I just got back from Illinois, so it was almost like a mini vacation. So anyone who sent out emails, I'll be getting back to you this week, either today or tomorrow. So just heads up with that. And I'm just settling back into California. I was visiting family and friends and just catching up. So even on the road, I try to do the shows. But yes, I was trying to make it much more of a vacation that time, even though I was out and about, not quite resting, just meeting with like loved ones as much as I could, and even helping the family out with some things. So just get my feet on the ground. That's what it feels like. Some people do really well with just like from A to B really quick, and I think today is the first day that I feel kind of grounded back in my space. I do. I felt a little whiplashed coming home the last couple of days. I was like, I'm tired. What's up? So the new format, let's get into it because it's exciting. It's interesting. Even in the comment section, they're talking about it. Like WLTK-DB is talking about the new format, and it's really neat. It's a way where we can take live callers, not just in the comment section, but for people to actually sign in on. You could make it so you just have your voice and you don't have your camera on. You can make it so you're a live caller, so I can actually see you too. And it's just about what your comfortability level is. And you can just stick in the comment section too. It's just honestly whatever someone's comfortability is. It's just we're trying to incorporate more live callers, and it's a really fun experience because there's so many different ways to read energy, and that is a truth in itself. Just because I can connect to spirit or I connect to someone's energy doesn't mean I'm doing it at random. There's certain ways that I've built up to connect. So for instance, I might be a very visual person. I am a very visual person. So when I see somebody and I sit down for a reading, it's the easiest way for me to open up psychically. It is. But also with an auditory connection with someone's voice, that's very helpful too. And for people with comments, you kind of you vibe you see their sentence and you vibe their energy. And sometimes they have a little small picture in the corner and you just try to vibe that really small picture in the corner. And that's like an entryway to energy. And you can imagine how if you have someone in the room or if you have someone's voice, you are with their energy in a way where it is a little bit easier. It is a little easier. But you teach yourself how to get energy in any way, in any form, right? And so I think it's fun because it forces me for the reader to train and be better. Like, just getting someone's energy from the comment section, it's very possible. It totally is possible. But if you've never done it before, you go, ooh, I got to train. I got to train, right? And I got to figure out how I can, build up this format. But I love that WLTK-DB and Todd, the station owner, he just keeps revolutionizing the way that we do radio here. And he's just giving everybody so much more like options with the way they can get connected and the way that they can get read for. So this is like the test show for me. There's been a couple test shows before me and it's been going well. So if I screw up and I hit the wrong whatever, if somebody wants the reading, I'm sorry in advance. And if we're just doing comments today, that's fine too. It's again, if someone wants to jump on and be part of this stream and to ask their question like live, directly interacting with me, more than happy to help you, and it'd be super fun, and it would be a really special reading too as well, because it's the inception of what's more to come. It really is. So just want to put that out there, and we'll continue to build off of it. And I think that's like the theme of what I want to talk about today for a couple minutes before we get into readings. It's just the energy of, new. New is exciting. New can be scary, believe me, right? But new is what really makes life worth living. We have to be constantly growing. We have to be constantly moving. We don't have to be physically moving to be growing. We can be mentally moving. We can be spiritually moving, emotionally moving. Yes, we live in a physical body, so please be healthy as much as we can. I gotta remind myself to go for a walk, stuff like that. But we really need to be in a state of movement to be at our most healthy um, way that we interact with life. And it's good to have challenges. It makes us, grow and expand. It really does. And so whatever you're doing with in your life, if you've been doing the same routine every morning, if you feel like that sets you up so you can go attack that next challenge, then cool. But if it's the same routine every morning or something very similar, then I encourage you to do something different, because it's going to lead you into a completely different stratosphere for yourself. And it will shake things up so you can meet new people, new circumstances. And that's where magic happens. And that's one of the things that spirit comes in. A lot of people go, what do spirits say from the other side a lot? What do, grandmothers and mothers and fathers, what do they encourage for their children or their friends or family? And really the encouragement is to live. And to live, you have to keep things moving and try something different, because the current circumstance, they're saying, hey, I'm observing this and I'd like something better for you. Um, and we don't have to, like, go through the swamps or the trenches and really beat ourselves to try to do something new. It can just be taking a different route to work and just going, okay, I'm gonna try things a little bit differently. I'm gonna shake up my perspective, or just saying hi to someone you wouldn't say hi to, and it should be really positive things. And I know it sounds very simplistic, but it's very powerful, and it can set the foundation for then doing bigger things on a bigger scale when you're ready, of saying, hey, it's actually not bad when I shake up my energy. Maybe I feel a little nervous, but it's percolating for something different to happen. So I'm really excited with this. And Linda's saying Todd's amazing, and Sherry is listening today. So hi, Sherry, and Tracy, Bushido, and Linda. Everyone's wow. People are ready for readings. I love it. I really do love it. Um, I'm starting to get ready too. I gotta get some paper so I can start getting ready to do my numerology. And yeah, like Todd is really ushering in this energy of, let's see what happens. Let's shake things up, because you can only succeed in growing yourself. You can never not succeed in growing yourself. Do you get what you expected? Not always. Gonna be honest. And it can be very frustrating, but you always succeed in growing yourself. So since it's 100% success rate, go get sloppy. That's what I say. you know, don't think it's going to end up perfect. Know that it's going to go how it's going to go. And sometimes it's going to be brilliant. And other times it's going to be, wow, I don't know what happened today, but it's something, right? Okay. I'm going to take one more drink of water, and then we're going to start readings. Hi, Caprice. Hi, everybody. So I will be taking some of the live people coming in first, and then we'll be jumping around to the comment section too as well, and we will see how it goes, everybody. All right. Away we go. So I'm going to bring in our first first sitter, as we call it. And for everyone coming in, you will get one question, or I'll take your birthday and I'll just tune into your energy, and we'll keep the format like that. So, one question that you would like to focus on, as well as getting your energy read. All right, so here we go. We're going to add our first person in. It is Linda. Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Linda. How
I
are you doing? Hey, this is exciting.
I know. I love it.
Thank you for coming in and having your energy read. And you're brave. You must have brave numbers. If I may ask, what is your birth date?
8/13/1947.
8/13/19. You said 47?
Correct.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm just doing the math, and all right, and just double checking. 2, 3, and yep. Okay, cool. So then you're in a cycle of, yep. All right. So do you have a question today, Linda, or would you like a general reading?
I have a question. I have a move coming up, and I'm just kind of curious how that's going to manifest.
Okay, cool. All right, so, well, the first thing that I'm seeing is, oh, I might have to sneeze. A little tick in my nose. The first thing I'm seeing is you're in a cycle of 9, and so that is about endings and being ready for new beginnings. So it actually lets me know that either going into this year, starting the process, like, you're smack dab in it, or into next year, things are going to completely kind of flip on their head for you. Like very different environment, very different day to day, and you're in due and in need of a change. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you ordered. And I feel that can you understand that, like, you're close to family right now?
Yes,
Or y
this will involve my daughter.
Yes. So it's what's happening is you're close to family right now, but I feel like you're gonna be even closer to family with, like, this move, like, you know? That's and it's I feel like it's a good thing. I honestly do. Can you understand that your daughter has, like, children, and children will be involved closer to you too?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I feel like it's not just her too. It's like I don't know if the day to day involves um more children than just her. So it's like additional kids within the family would be able to come and visit and be a part of your life. So it just feels very, like, rich in that, like, with, like, multiple family members, and it feels very positive. That's, like, I guess, the biggest word. It feels very positive, and it really puts, like, a smile on your face, having all those littles, as I call them, around. And I just feel like it's funny because I don't know if it's in the place that you're going, or the I would imagine it's in the place that you're going, actually. There's so much activity in the kitchen where all the kids just, like, kind of gather and have fun, and there's so much positive energy in the kitchen. And can you understand the kitchen has, like, some type of, it's either tile, or it's like laminate that looks like tile.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sometimes I don't know what the actual material is, but it has that look. And I really just feel so much positive energy in there. You're gonna have I do feel like you're a people person. You're very much a people person, and you like, you wanna be there, but you're gonna have a couple bouts where you're gonna, like, okay, um this is a little bit of a different change of life. I need to make sure that I'm having some time where I make sure that I have a new, like, activity or a new hobby. You can do the hobby within the house, and so, it's like grandma gets away for a second, or you have a hobby where you allow yourself to get out of the house, but you need, cuz you're going to have so much joy, and you're going to, you know how people go, I'm going to be so happy where I'm living. It's like, you are, but I want you to have a little bit of variety, because I think you'd be the happiest.
Right.
Yeah. And so just kind of surveying the area and just keep surveying your options. And I feel like where you'd be moving, you would make can you understand that you're moving enough where you actually would be in a different community than you are now? Can you understand that?
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah. So I actually think there's the potential to make new friends. Like I honestly do. And you'll find that through being more out and about, like whether it's like shopping or picking up a hobby. I actually think you would find new people that you could talk to and just vibe because I think you're very natural about making friends. Can you understand that?
Yeah.
And there's people that would really open up to you because they're looking for a quality person, a very because I when I say quality person like yourself, you're very kind hearted and you really like when you're with people, you really try to uplift people so everyone has a good time. Like good conversation, laughing. If someone puts themselves down, you'll kind of like find a creative way to lift someone up. Can you understand that?
Yes.
And
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's a great friendship quality. Like people will go like, "Wow, like Linda's so nice," or "Linda's so like she's so funny and like, you're like quick-witted." And I think that again, put yourself out there. Someone's going to need you just like you're going to need them, and it just feels really good where you're going. Um do you have any questions based upon that? Just like the
It,
move.
no, it feels like a positive move, especially um, this time of life for me, because I'm going to be 75 in a couple days, and sometimes I think we get stuck when we're retired, and so I think this is a way for me to get out of that stuckness.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about at the beginning of the show the new energy, new beginnings, right?
Yes,
And how it
yes,
keeps life going. And that's
mm,
what it really feels like for this. And yeah, it's going to be a major change, but I think there's so many positives that outweigh any of the well, I might miss this.
yeah.
There's too much positive, and that's what I really feel. And I would really like to see you. I don't know if you have interest in it, but like getting out and gardening, um, and like not nothing like extensive, but it's almost like sprucing up your daughter's like house, like putting little pots, and like adding little flowers to make it like a little bit more just homey and nice looking. I think you
She,
could do stuff like that.
yeah, she would love that.
Yeah,
I
it needs a little bit of that flair. You know what I mean? It's like because
yeah,
I think she's just when mom had their blinders on and they kind of can't do extras, I think you could jazz it up. You would make it feel better and little touches here and there and especially with the outside. Like for some reason it's like I don't know if you have interest in it, but I think that you could have like a really natural green thumb as long as you're not like, full on planting rows of vegetables and things.
yeah. This is more house plants and
Right.
that kind of things. I'm not the best gardener, but I can definitely grow plants and rose bushes and
And I think it would lend itself to you feeling like I really love where I live and your daughter going, wow, like you've made this place look so much better, and it just makes a home more of a home in another way. So that's something that's kind of sprinkles in. Because can you understand, like, since you've been young, like you've always kind of had this really creative imagination. Um, and mhm,
oh yeah,
oh yeah, and whether someone sees the imaginative side of you, they always see the creative side of you. And it's like you can jazz up the energy and environments, and it's just like bring that with you where you're going, and you'll be even more happier for it. And your daughter is going to be like, she's like, wow, look at like, like so impressed, so impressed. I think your daughter already knows that about you, but it's almost like show her how it's done in another way. So it's like she's like, I had to keep up with my mom still. Jeez. You know what I mean? Like you elevate her, as you're right. So I think you can bring that energy to the house, like very positive, very creative, where you keep inspiring her and it just continues to elevate the environment, and it just creates a really good inspirational place even for the children. So I'm encouraging that. And I keep seeing like this. It's funny. I don't know what this means, but before I was seeing like these bluebirds flying, and they looked almost like cartoonish bluebirds. And then now I'm seeing like a little satchel. There's like a magic wand in it and like some dust. And sometimes I see weird things. I'm like, I don't know what that means. How am I supposed to tell her? How am I supposed to tell Linda what that means? But it just lets me know that things are very, very magical around you. Um, Something else that I want to say too. Can you understand that you've been wanting to build up more of like your spiritual side? Yeah. And I feel like, can you understand too, like you bridge concepts of like Christianity with your spirituality? You put them together. Can you understand that?
Makes perfect sense. I definitely do that. I don't label myself. I've taken concepts from more than one, and that's kind of my spirituality.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I see this room and it's like I don't know if this is the new room where you'll be going. Can you understand that the room you'll be going is like quite empty right now? And there's a bed and there's like a dresser in there right now. Can you understand that there's a room waiting for you, but it's like quite empty, but it has some furniture in it, like already? Um, I don't know if this is right, but is the dresser like a darker wood? It's like a
Yes.
darker wood?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it almost like a dark, like brown, almost like well, closer to black almost, a very dark brown?
Yes, there's a piece just like that.
Okay.
Dark.
Um,
Dark.
okay. Good. All right. So this is where you're going. It's almost like the message that I'm getting for you with that is like spirits coming in, they're just saying like pray in this room and really make this room like your sacred place. Because you know, you might feel sometimes in the beginning of the move, you're like, well, what next? What now? And it's funny because it's like I feel sometimes energies, and that's why I talked about like, oh, like spirituality and Christianity. And it was almost like a figure like Jesus coming forward and he was saying like, hey, just like pray with me. We're gonna give you a lot of guidance. We're gonna make you feel at home when you feel sometimes how do I make this my new home? And again, it's just like there's all these positive things, like spirits just coming in and saying like, do this with us, do this for the family. Things feel really good, and we just want to keep reminding you of that and giving you that power so you continue to share that with who you are. So you'll have an opportunity to grow your spirituality. You really will, and to put that energy in your room, and that's what's going to make it the most special, honestly.
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely. I want to give
I
you that. Oh, go ahead.
I feel really good about it. I felt very positive about it. I'm not the least bit worried about it. I know that I'm always taken care of spirit-wise. So, yeah, I feel that this is a good direction for me to go.
That's how it feels too. And I guess they want to, when someone's strong and they just want to beef you up even further, right? It's like that. It's just like they're just pumping you up even further. So yeah, that's nothing but good feelings and just wonderful reminders. And I'm rooting for you, and I want to say thank you for being the first person coming in like live in this format. Thank you for that. And what's cool too is that we share the same birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Oh, well,
uh
happy
next
birthday, Kelly.
Yeah, you too, Linda. We're both 813s.
Yay.
Synchronicity.
I
Um,
was going to say that was just meant to happen.
it's meant to be. Exactly. It's meant
Yeah.
to be. I have a birthday sister coming in to help.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I'm gonna love and say adieu for now, Linda. Thank you so much again. And we're going to take the next person, okay?
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
Okay, cool. Then perfect. And let's see. We'll take one more. Can we bring her in? So there's just to let Cooley know, Cooley, I see you in here and you are next, but it's not letting me connect you. It says the devices are not connected. So Cooley, if you wanted to come back in and see if you can connect, we can try to get you back in because I'm trying to add you and it's not letting me add you. Okay, good. All right, she's coming back if she can. So we're going to take Caprice, and then after Caprice, we're going to go to the comments section. All right. Hello, Caprice.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great to see you too. Welcome. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming on live like this.
Excited.
I am too. All right. So, if I may, can I have your birth date?
Sure. It's 6/25, 1967.
6/25/1967. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just doing some math. 2 and yep. And then 4, 5, and then just double checking the math. 4, 5, and so yep, 5. Yep. All right. All right. My brain is like going spastic because I feel your energy. Oh, where did she go? Maybe that's why my brain was going spastic because we just lost her. Where did she go? All right. If you come back, Caprice, I will pull you back. Okay. But I'm going to just do a little quick reading with your numbers and we'll see if we can get you back, Caprice. All right. So funny because my brain was like, oh, yeah, something seems like woo. And then away she went. All right. So 4 and yep. All right. So Caprice, you are a life path 9. And so whatever you do, you will find yourself wanting to give back, wanting to do something bigger than just yourself. And so to really make peace with that, what happens is being involved with a community, being involved with even a charity, or going the extra lengths for helping people around you. And really, the 9 is the lessons of the 9 is forgiveness. Ultimately, it's forgiveness because the 9 does so much for other people, but not always do people understand and recognize and understand what the 9 surrenders for themselves to focus on others. So it's important to have really good quality people around you and to set boundaries, because with the quality people around who are, let's say, positive and encouraging or empathetic and understanding, they'll go, okay, how can we help too? How can we help you? Or how can we be there for you as you're recharging? Because you're naturally there for us. So to find people who equally give as back. And once you have that support system, you will actually feel much more refreshed and things will be much more simpler going forward. You're an attitude 4, Caprice. And so attitude 4 is all about knowing that you go through things systematically and knowing that you need a plan to succeed. So attitude 4s are always like the most organized, unless they're going through a lot of stress and trauma. Attitude 4s are the most organized and the most like put together in terms of like being detailed and saying, hey, we need this and this and this, or having that routine, right? So I just feel like Caprice is kind of raring to go into that next step. Again, we talked about in the beginning of the broadcast how we're in new energy. Okay. And we can embrace that new energy. And I really feel like that's the theme for Caprice. But I feel like, Caprice with this new energy could be giving back, working on a new project, and really putting herself out there more in a way where she's going to build up herself through the way that she gives back through others. It feels very self fulfilling, but it's self fulfilling because it's far more than just herself, if that makes sense. So I want to encourage those creative projects and those spiritual pursuits on her part. And the last thing I'll say is she's in a cycle of one. And so it's like brand new, let's go. When you are in a cycle one, you have the most motivation, and you have like kind of this rocket, strapped to your back, this little jet pack, and it just pushes you forward, even if you're like, I have a setback, or I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. You're kind of just blasted forward, and it's all about like that motivation and focus. And so if you have a really cool idea in your head and you're like, gosh, I'm ready to do this now. I have more energy. I'm ready to do this now. Or, I've always thought about this. Why not? This is the time to do it. So I give that to you, Caprice. And thank you for coming on for a second. All right, so we're going to go to the comment section, and then we are going to take Cooley, and then we'll get Tracy in too. So let's go to the comments. Let's see. I like it, Tracy, how you're drinking your smoothie. I love smoothies. Been doing a lot of frozen fruit and half, and it is delicious. It's so simple but so good. It's like a milkshake, but it's like pure fruit basically, and it's awesome. Oh my gosh. Stumbled upon that recipe. Like, we went to, just random tangent, we went out of town to help family, and there's like this awesome coffee shop, and they do like smoothies too. And I'm like, how do you make your smoothies? Because I just wanted something very simple. And they're just like, we just do frozen fruit, sometimes a banana, and half. And I was like, okay, I can do that. And I tasted it, and it was amazing. Amazing. They make these like peach banana smoothies. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. And then I just recreated at home, different flavors. But yeah, so I'm on a smoothie kick too, Tracy. Enjoy that smoothie. All right. So let's see. So Bruce asks, what do dreams mean when in the dream you are in rain and you wake up and you feel wet, but you are not even in sweat? Oh, interesting. So we can have crossovers in dreams. So I'll address like the waking up portion. So for instance, like it's scary, but in a dream we can be like free falling, like we jump off a building, or let's say we're running from someone we're being chased by. And as we're waking up, we actually feel like we're still falling. And it takes a couple seconds for us to actually feel like we're in our body, or even to feel like our body is safe and in the room that we are in. Like, you might even forget that you're supposed to be in the room that you're in. So there's these overlappings of feelings like within the brain. Like, you talked about water, and you're like, oh, well, shouldn't I be drenched? It was raining, and you're bone dry. You don't even have sweat. So that definitely does happen. That's also why people, when they wake up really quick, sometimes they can feel really heavy in their body, and they can feel like tingling sensations, or even time feels different, because time is very different when we are dreaming. Like 5 minutes in a dream, 1 hour in a dream is like 5 minutes or less. It could be even 1 minute. And the way that we connect to physical reality, our brain goes so quick when we're processing information and doing dreams. So that's what's happening. The brain is kind of like going, whoa, where am I? What am I doing? So there's part of that. And then in dreams, it's kind of funny. You talked about water. I love it. It's perfect, because in dreams, the symbology of water is change. It's change and movement. And so it's also a connection to cleansing and purifying. And so, as you can see, water and other symbols can happen in many different ways depending on the theme of the dream or what's happening within the dream. But water is always about change. And we're talking about new beginnings in this podcast. And so, that water energy washes away what was once before, so you can see something different. You can have a different emotional state. Usually, water is very connected to emotions too, as well. But regardless of if it's connected to emotions or if it's connected to purifying, what happens is that water is always in flux. It's always in movement. Even when it's still, it's like it's rippling, or it's not just completely flat. It's made to be fluid, right? That's the nature of water. So what's happening is your spiritual self, as you're dreaming, is inviting you to open up and to let go of your fear, and it's opening you up to be in this different state where you can see things with a fresh set of eyes. And I do really think in your case, as I'm feeling into it, no pun intended, that this is actually helping to heal your emotional states and to helped you to see with eyes unclouded, and believe in yourself in a different way. It's washing you clean so that you have a newer and crisper identity of who you really are and what you can really do and what's possible for you. So that's what I'm picking up with the rain. I just clicked something. All right. Oh, and I'll take one more question, and then we will go to Cooley. Caprice asks, it's a really good question. Does a reading change each time, or is the reading based on date of birth stay the same for some time? Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. So she's asking if like readings change. So it's both. Okay. So that's why any, I would say, ethical psychic or a medium would tell somebody, like, mini readings are fine. They're fun and they're insightful, and you just pull what you pull. But we don't encourage people to come back on repeat for full readings, because a person might come in for an hour and your energy is locked into them for an hour, and you get, way more detailed stuff, and it's very insightful. And that's what that's what's on the surface of their energy, or that's what's in the depth of their energy. And spirit is saying you need to work on these things and come back. And so what happens if we just keep going and being read, similar information will come up, because that's the area of greatest concern, right? And if we just keep going to the next reading and saying, what are we going to get, the problem's not being taken care of. We're just ignoring the problem, and we're hearing someone tell us about the problem. Okay. So, yes, you will have similar information come up with different readers. They will see different things. It won't be different, right? It will be in the same vein, but one reader to the next might be better in business. So they're going to tell you more about, let's say, we can do with money, or one reader might be better with career. So they're going to give you more of a career timeline. Another reader might be better in family, friends, or relationships, right? So you're going to get different pieces of information, but it all should be the same, because it's in order to be accurate, if the truth is the truth, it should be more similar than not. It better be, right? So we're not perfect, we're not, but there should be definitely reasons of why you could go, oh, okay, that's very similar to what I just heard, or oh, the timeline is changing because I actually made the next step a different decision, and now I've let go of some other energies. So and with numerology, there are certain themes that always stay the same. The way that you are working within those themes are always different. And for instance, we go through cycles, and that those cycles don't change. They're from year to year. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it repeats itself. And so again, things are always happening that are different. Your life is always changing, but certain energetic laws and cycles do not change, and that's why similar pinpoints of energy do come up. So it's more it's kind of complex. I hope I like surfaced on some ideas that you have. Okay. All right. And then Caprice says it won't let me get back on. So sorry about that, Caprice. I hope that you got a little tidbit. If you do, if there was a question that you wanted to ask, you can pop it down too, and I'll try to pull it up before the end since you can't come back. All right. Shido is talking about we're talking about smoothies and kefir, and I've had kefir before. It's a little rough on my stomach, but I'm a big fan of kefir. Kefir is great for the human body. You just got to find a kefir that works. All right. Cool. All right, so let's take Cooley. Cooley, are you there?
Hello, Kelly. Can you hear me?
Yes. Am I saying your name correctly? Cooley?
Yes, Cooley.
Cooley. Okay, Cooley. Okay, perfect.
Cooley. Yeah, so nice to be here. I always listen to you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
They're just
Then
a silent reader.
I'm happy to give you a reading if you've always been coming by.
Always in the side because I it's not my work, so I listen to you while I work, so it's nice.
Oh, I'm honored. Yeah, like if please, yeah, if for anyone who's listening or Cooley, if you ever have a question too, like whether you email it in or you're here now or yeah, if you want to be a part of the show in whatever way, please, you're always more than welcome. I love to include people who watch because it's like you're telling me, I'm like, wow, I never saw your name before. So it's like, if there's ever a way that we can include you in on something, you just let me know, okay?
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, just so in my question is really about my work. So I'm planning to move to a different work, but I'm applying to a different one. I'm just is there any like message for that? Like where do I go? Where should I start? I just go everywhere where I think I'm qualified.
Sure. Is it all right if I have your birth date?
Yes, it's February 14, 1994.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
Yes. Every time my friends say Happy Valentine, I'm always single, so.
Well, you have the energy of Valentine's Day, and you share the love in many other ways, I'm sure. So let's see, 7. Okay, and then all right, and then what was your year again? I didn't quite hear that.
1994.
1994. Okay, 1994. Thank you. And so 5. All right, cool. All right. Yes. So then you're gonna win a cycle 4. Ooh, that's good. All right. So you are in a cycle of 4, and that's great when changing careers. When someone's in a 3, 4, or 5 cycle, I see them changing careers most often, and having that energy really welcome and support them. So you're like right in that energy of building a new foundation and changing at the same time. So what happens in a 4-year is it's a much slower year because you need to take into account what you need to change in your home life. It's about making things more efficient. It's about kind of slowing down and reassessing what you really want. And so it's usually a lot of emphasis on home because of that. It's like because we spend the majority of our time at home, and so we kind of have to ask ourselves, how are we supporting, with what we really want to do once we leave the home? How are we setting our best foot forward? And how do I really want to feel every day when I wake up in the morning, right? And so there's like these looks at our happiness and wanting for us to change and having more happiness. And so I just want to let you know, so you're in a place of you will attract that job actually right on time, and it will happen this year. Like I see you transitioning. Don't get discouraged because sometimes the cycle 4 energy can be a little slower, so results don't happen as wham bam, like boom, I have it, or wow, they messaged me same day. It might take like a couple of
Okay.
weeks. it might take, a month. You know what I mean? It might take a month and a half. So, but you are in the state to have that changing. So I do see that changing definitely this year. I do see like a new job. Um, I do feel like this is not going to be the last hurrah. The reason I say that is I do think you need a transition, and so it's good that you're doing this. It's good that you're starting it, but I feel like the job that you're going to be transitioning to because you're so ready to leave is going to be a job that is going to fit the bill enough, but you're gonna say again, okay, I want to move again. So it's not gonna be the one you want, and so you're gonna find that, and you're gonna be happy that you're being supported, but pretty soon, like going into it could be next year, it could be a year and a half if you really don't want to move soon. But I feel like another work transition is coming up pretty soon right after that because I just feel like you're not going to fall in love with this next spot. That's what I'm feeling. So it's going to be kind of like a head scratcher. Like I'm here, but this is not exactly what I want. I thought I was going to get more what I wanted. But that's okay because sometimes we move and it sets us up and we need the springboard. And actually, you might have not gotten the next best job because maybe on that resume, um, that set you up for just going someplace that maybe you wouldn't have gotten if you went a different way. Okay? So things happen for a reason. This is what I'm feeling for you.
Okay, okay. It's good to hear because I applied to a lot. So, okay. Because I just got my diploma, so I'm hoping something with my diploma I can use. But
Yeah, I just it's kind of like right now the energy. I really feel like you're gonna get something, but it's not gonna be like, let's say, the one that you wanted, and then you're kind of gonna try to make it work. And so this is just another springboard. So don't just take anything, but
yeah.
but do take something, and then just keep looking and keep applying even when you get this new thing. That's my advice.
Okay. No, it's very good advice. Thank you. I'll keep looking and I just keep waiting and we'll see. But very encouraging. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I feel like this has been really weighing on you, and I feel like it's going to kind of continue cuz right, it's like we don't have that happy ending with the job quite yet, and into next year we're still kind of figuring it out. And so it's like don't get discouraged. It's completely normal to feel like, I have I have an education and I'm not able to get this. That's very normal. And I just want to remind you just to keep knowing that the clearing is coming up. It's just going to take a little longer than expected. Okay. And so, with that time, I just encourage you to do some side projects. And if you don't want to do some side projects, really put yourself out there and continue to be creative because your life path is all about. Making sure that you are being seen and heard, and that you are using your life in the form of sharing communication. So whatever job you take, and if it's not the perfect job right now, even on the side with hobbies or interests, you have to be around people using your voice, whether you are encouraging others to speak and express themselves, or you are doing that and sharing that with others.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. It's a relief. Okay. I could just keep holding on because you're right. I'd be waiting for a while. It's a
Yeah,
long, like I've been waiting, I apply, but it's hard to, especially now, it's hard to see, but I'll just keep waiting and hopefully. Thank you very much, Kelly.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna love and leave you with that, Cooley, and and thank you for coming in. It was a pleasure. All right. So yeah, um, it's interesting because when reading energies, what you'll feel is someone might ask a question, and you might feel that the energy opens up and moves, and then you talk about how that feels. And sometimes you read energy and you feel like that energy is just not open, and it's not because of what anyone did. It's just there are circumstances beyond ourselves. Like you could be, on the path to have the coolest job or to meet the coolest person, right? Like you could meet, your future best friend or a husband or future wife, and that path is still there. It's just if you were to ask, like, "Hey, how's it looking? Am I gonna get it this year?" You're like, "Oh, the path is a little bit closed this year. It's just right. There's multiple lines of free will lining up, and when we do things, we're not just going anywhere, anything. We're going to a place that fulfills us or teaches us a lesson. So our energy is attracted to a certain space or place and time, unless we have a very, very flexible energy. That's kind of a separate thing, kind of like a separate thing that can come up sometimes. It's like, wow, like you really don't have to be anywhere. You get to choose this time. You feel like you have options. Like someone has to feel like they have a million options within them. But most people feel like they're on a destination mark because they've already made a certain decision, or they're supposed to be somewhere to a certain degree. And yeah, sometimes we go through these periods where it's like there's this period of darkness, and we're supposed to trudge through this period of darkness because for whatever reason we have to take a breather and not put so much emphasis on what we've been focusing on. So some people are like, career, I need that advancement, and spirit is like, hey, all right, we want to keep you going forward, but it's not going to be quite here yet. And really, the magic of what's going to unlock your career is when you take the extra time to do some self-development, when you take some extra time to do some family development, when you heal some stuff from the past. So what happens is spirit puts certain things on pause sometimes, and they're like, we need you to look at that just for a moment. And then when you come back, it's almost like you have a weight lifted off your shoulders and you're just able to see things and attack things in a different way. So sometimes that comes into play. And what happens is like kind of there's this like foggy mist, and it's just like, we can't get you that tomorrow. You'll get it. Just hold on. All right. So I really encourage Cooley or anyone else working on their dreams, just go into your healing and lifting off that past energy, and it will actually speed up what you're looking at. That is an energetic trick. Go into some healing, lift up and open up your energy. Right, but it's coming. It's coming. Okay. All right. Let's take. We said we're going to take Tracy. Bring Tracy in. Hey, Tracy. What's
Hi.
going on? I love your cat in the background.
Spooky.
Spooky. Hi, Spooky. I love cats. All right. It's great to see you.
You too.
Welcome.
The question is that Bruce says he sees a dark shadow around me.
Okay. Bruce says he sees a dark shadow around you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this like all the time, or is this sometimes, if I may ask?
I think it's all the time.
Okay. All the time. So the vibe that I'm kind of getting on this is it's interesting because sometimes we like segue. Sometimes I'll start thinking about something and I'll talk about it, but really it's kind of for the next person, or it's for both people. So I started talking about while I was segueing, even before I clicked your picture, about letting go of the past. And so I do think some of that, you talked about the shadow or like kind of the dark. I do think it's a lot of energy from the past, and it's not. Sometimes we have psychic energy, and sometimes we have like spiritual energy, spirit around us. And I don't really feel like any of, let's say, the chaos is directly centered like and connected to you. I do feel like in your house there is like energy that needs to be cleared. It's not because like there's spiritual mischief. It's just I feel like it's almost like, how can I put it? You know, when we have a goal and we're like, I really need to do this, and it's almost like the goal just doesn't get done.
Yeah.
You know? And what happens is that starts creating a fog in the house, or that's a result of the fog was already there in the house, and the fog makes that goal or those thoughts or those decisions that we want to do foggy. That's, it's the energy of fog, right? And so I do feel like there's that fogginess in the house, and I also feel like it's like it's not dark, it's not negative, but I also feel like there's some mischief in the house. So it's like there's a lot of emphasis on fun, and fun's really good. I like fun, but don't believe me, but it's like the fun can be distracting. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And so like there's all this energy of like tee hee and ha ha, but and I kind of like, I'm like, well, that's great. I actually want that. We want that to be there, but it's like the mischief is you're distracting. The energy is like a playful distraction. It's like, whoa. We want it to be a playful motivation as well. And so, yes, there's like, so that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like there needs to be energy cleared up in the house. And it's going to redirect how the playful energy is. It's going to redirect how the focus energy feels. It's going to reconnect even like your energy, so you don't feel so bogged down or feel so tired on some days. So my recommendation for that is to rearrange the furniture, or go through any closets or spaces that you don't often use and donate. Let go and release energy. Give items that you're no longer using to other people. It can really help their life and you no longer need it. And so what happens is it opens up and it creates new energy. And when we have really fresh, open energy, we can set really strong intentions, and we can actually manifest in the house. So we can actually change how our energy works in the house. But if energy is foggy or cloudy, or if it's cluttered from the past, what happens is we default to the past. So if we went through a lot of painful things in our past, we actually hold on to those patterns because we haven't cleared new energy for our present and future. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So it's no fault of our own. It's just our energy with the environment that we live in. It's feeling like we're in 1990, even though we're in 1922. Okay, so there's like that's where I feel like the biggest thing that I would encourage, right? And really, the darkness that sometimes, because how can I put this? Sometimes we can feel something, like something's like, oh, something's a little off, or I'm sensing something, and our feeling can manifest as seen, and sometimes our seen can actually manifest as feeling, like, because they're all interconnected. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm seeing sometimes, like with the darkness, is like a little bit of like, the depression, or a little bit of I feel really tired and I'm trying to lift myself up, but I'm tired a lot, and I want to be motivated, but it's like this uphill battle. Can you understand that?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And so that's what I think it is. And that's what it is attached to the house. And the only thing that literally concerns me a little bit is that mischief energy. You know what I mean? It's like, stop distracting. It's like, it's just playful spirits, but it's like, okay, we don't want them going down a maze where they can't get out of, and then it's like tee hee hee, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like a mischief anime episode. Like, what can they get out of it? Will they survive? Tune in next time. Like, you know what I mean? That's the energy that I feel. So I do feel like there's something more at play in the house besides just your, what your plans are, what your goals are. I do feel like there is a mischief energy kind of in there. And so my advice is to clear things out, not only for that energy, but for the other energies of letting the past go. And I really do think it would just help with your overall energy levels. I hope that makes sense.
Oh, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, and I do think like spooky very much protects you and lifts you up, and it's a girl, right?
Boy.
It's a book.
I do have a girl though, Patches.
Patches. Okay. What does she look like, if I may ask? Oh, she's right by you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I do think so. I think both of them really protect you, but it's interesting because like spooky, I feel like I don't know, it's like he's can you understand how like Spooky just follows you around?
He's a mama's boy.
Yeah. And Patches, she'll come up like in your business, but she's not always following you around. Can you understand that?
Oh yeah.
And so like they both protect you, but like Spooky really helps to like regulate your energy. And it's kind of funny because like some of that like the dark energy around you is like kind of Spooky protecting you because he's dark too. So I'm just like tuning into all the energy that's around you, and it's just like you helped him growing up because I feel like he was a shy boy, right, when he was younger.
When he was a baby, he wouldn't even stay with Bruce. He'll run up to me all the time.
Can you understand how other than you he was very shy though?
Hmm.
So like you've really helped him feel safe, and so he does the same to you, and he always wants to make sure you're safe. So I do feel like you do have a lot of different energy influences around you, and Spooky is a tremendous guardian for you, as well as Patches. But Spooky is like right there, and Bruce was just feeling like, hey, I'm aware of there's things influencing how you feel, and he was bringing that to the surface. And really the major thing of concern is just that kind of mischief energy. It's not negative, it's just like a little chaotic.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that comes up?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I will love and leave you with that. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay. All right. Oh wow. Wow, we are at 2:06 already. I'm in California time. That is wow. I'm always wow. Like that just went really really quick. We'll take Terry's numbers really quick and we'll end the show with that. And so Terry, welcome. Hi Terry.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you. May I have your birth date? We'll go really fast with this one.
April 25th, 1975.
1975. April 25th, 1975. Okay, cool. Right. Cool. And then got a 3. All right. All right. And then your cycle of 8. Okay. So cool. This is a year where I would like you to pay extra attention to your health. Any things that have been coming up, even if minor, is a really good time to just kind of get a checkup or just take it more seriously or even buy some like supplemental support. Because in a cycle of 8, what we have to do is kind of just pay attention to our body and go, is this strong? Let me just make sure that I'm in good standing. Okay. And so little things actually are big messages within a cycle 8. And obviously big things are actually devastating in a cycle 8. So just like pay attention to things. I would say like make little changes, like if you drink coffee in the morning, find a way where you can drink or have your caffeine in the healthiest way that you feel like you feel the most balanced in the morning. So making like little tweaks, right? So you feel the most energized and supported.
Mhm.
So that's coming in. And then you're an attitude too. So you have a lot of sensitivity. And so whether or not you give your permission now, but to always give your permission if something's too intense with a person or a situation, step
Mhm.
away for a second, just like close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, or even take a moment and just meditate because like you're an incredibly empathetic person and you live your life really to help others. And sometimes, since you're so empathetic, you can get so much. So don't try to push yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed. Just take a moment to
Mhm.
step back, regain your strength, and then reassess the situation, and you'll be even more effective and even more stronger and even more of a warrior. Okay, so I want to give that to you. And really, yeah, like your life path is a 6, so you are made to really go the distance for others. Like you can understand that you're a very selfless person. Like, you really, if there's a problem, you try to help another person. You're very generous. You're very generous, and people know you for being generous. You can understand that.
That is very
And
spot on.
thank you. Um, and you really do take care of others around you in many different forms and in many different ways. And so you're a very valued individual. And this goes with kind of what I said with your sensitivity and also the cycle 8 that you're in. If you feel a little bit more tired, if you feel a bit more drained, if you feel a little bit more emotional, but you're like, oh, I can take it. Be a little bit more gentle on yourself this year, because it will deplete you faster. So you're just going to reassess, get a little bit more smarter tools to be even more rock steady. That's what I'm giving to you right now.
Okay. Yeah, everything that you're saying is pretty much in line with what I'm going through right now. So, yeah, definitely my health is a number one priority. I've probably been the unhealthiest I've been probably in my entire life. So I definitely am emotional and very sensitive, and I do give to others, and I do it almost to a fault. And yeah, and sometimes I forget to give to myself. So,
Absolutely. And the 8 cycle, it's all about power and truth. And so anything that we're doing that is good for ourselves amplifies, and anything that we've done for survival amplifies, or anything that we've done to, let's say, sacrifice ourselves but lift people up, that amplifies too. So the 8 energy kind of goes, let's put this all in your face and let's see how it's
mhm,
working for you. And so if we've been kind of self-sacrificing ourselves, what happens is then we get kind of weak in our body, and it's like, this is what you've done to yourself, right? How are you gonna affect reassess and go forward? And so as much as you've been generous to others, it's time for you to be generous to yourself. And I promise you it'll be tenfold. And so, 8 is the number of abundance. So when we do what we need and we really listen to ourselves, what happens is we make more money, things get easier, and it's almost like success just kind of starts like sprinkling all around us.
right, right. And the number one thing that I've been stressing over lately is just what to do in my career path. I kind of fell into the legal field about 10 years ago, and I've toyed with the idea of going to law school, but I really want a career where I can really help others, and I've been struggling making that bridge.
I really think that you'd be wonderful in the law field. Uh, when I feel lawyer to you, it almost feels like you wouldn't be as hands-on as you would want to be, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
So I want you there. It actually feels very good there. I want you there because you want to be there. And I go, "Oh, check, that feels right." And I want you to be hands-on with people, where you are making a direct impact with your presence. I feel like being a lawyer, it's almost like it's too much of paperwork, it's too much of a waiting game. It wouldn't go well with your energy. I encourage you to look around in the legal field for something that kind of fulfills. Like, I actually think you'd be great. Um, again, I wish I had this more specific, but anything involved in like kind of like law enforcement or working with people directly with helping to lift people up and change people's circumstances, whether it's like enforcement counseling or law enforcement where you're directly going to people's situations. I actually think you would really excel in that. I'm not saying that's the perfect area for you. I just know it's hands-on, and I think about things like that. So it's just like, keep looking. You're in the right place with like the law area, you absolutely are. Your life past 6, it's all about service of others. So everything fits. I'm telling you, it's just you could get the law degree if you're really still interested in it, but I see you doing something much different with the law degree.
That's very interesting, and it's interesting that you say law enforcement, because I did apply to the local PD. So one of the appeals of it was being able to help people. So
I think you'd be fantastic on it, like with it. Honestly, like I do think whether or not that's not the final destination, but I do think you need to be connected more to the police department kind of area, and it's gonna help you to get from A to B and find where you need to be. Like so like the reason I say that is I think you do well in it, but it's almost like you go, wow, what a cluster. I need to be somewhere else to change this and make it better for people. And it's going to take you down the road. And it's almost like, I don't know if you need the traditional law degree, but you need a certain degree to help you to be able to change things for other people. So I like the schooling aspect for you. I do. And so there's a reason that that's happening. But yeah, like the police department, there's a reason you're there. I just don't think you're gonna stay in the place that you kind of start in the division. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, there's a bigger problem at hand. I need to be there. That's the energy that I'm getting.
okay. Oh,
Okay.
well, thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just keep loving up on yourself, please.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Absolutely, Terry. Take care. Have a good day. All right, cool. So, all right, there you go, everybody. Super fun. I'm still getting my pulse on how to navigate the new waters of the the live show, but I had a lot of fun and I started getting more into the flow, and super fun. So next week when I see you, we'll be taking the either it's the audio or the video again, and also the live comments. Everyone's included, everyone's involved, and I will just continue to evolve to make sure that I'm getting as much people as possible from the various formats. My heart goes out to you. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for being a part of it. And I hope it was meaningful to you as it was to me. And thank you, Todd, for creating such an awesome format. So I'm gonna give you love and light, love and light. My brain's all a mess today. That's what happens with new things. With love, luck, and light. Please live, everybody, and I will see you next week. And I will also see you on Wednesday for the interview show. Take care.